You know, I must apologize for the way I'm acting tonight, really. No, I'm very serious. Yeah, I gotta apologize because I'm working under terrific handicap, and some of you people wouldn't understand this. I just got out of sick bed. My girl had a turbo cold, and it was it was you're a little late that time, Bo. I thought we'd throw out one I hadn't done so you would laugh a little. You know, you wouldn't believe this. I was in bed with 104. That's a lot of people in one bed. And it's kind of, you know, it's tough in there. It's really bad. And then I got home and I'm having so much trouble. My wife accused me when I walked in the house of marrying her because her uncle died and left her $50,000. This is a lie. This is outrageous. I would have married her. I don't care who left her that money. Would you excuse me a minute? I got a call this morning. I got to return it. Would you please excuse me a minute? There's a lot of things going on in the world that I just have to look into. Shh. 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 Hello? Operator? Operator? Give me long distance. Yeah, I'd like to call person to person to Washington, D.C. I beg pardon? I'd like to speak with prayers. And no, you don't know who I am. I don't know who you are either. Yeah, but I know who I am. Huh? That ain't none of your cotton picking business. Huh? Same goes for you. Huh? Hang it up, I'll get another operator. You girls get too many calls anyway. No, I didn't say you was no call girl, you said that. Huh? Connect me with Washington. Yeah. Hello? Washington? Give me the White House. I beg your pardon? Huh? And honey, there's only one White House there. And it's not going to be there long. Because as soon as we take over, we changing it to the Brown House. Hello? Fred? And no, I don't want to speak to no chambermaid. No, see, you don't have to clear nothing, honey. I ain't calling the CIA. Huh? No. I'm calling prayers. Well, I don't care if he's under the bed. Wake him up. What he resting from? He ain't done nothing today. Hello? Hello, Fred? How you doing, baby? Huh? No, this ain't Castro. No, Jimmy. That's right. Oh, you just woke up? A little groggy, huh? Yeah, I know how it is. Yeah, maybe need a couple of shots. Yeah. No, I didn't mean that. Yeah, I heard about what they said about you in Mississippi. It made me mad, too. Yeah, I was mad. Yeah, if they ever say that again, you let me know. You call up Jimmy Pelham. Tell me. Huh? No, I ain't gonna be able to go down there. Cause I might be able to send you some help. No, just ain't no need of taking no unnecessary chance. Yeah. That's what I called you about, Mississippi. Yeah, but they done locked up some of my relatives now. Yeah, we know you heard about it. We want to know what in the devil are you gonna do about it? Huh? No, don't send the district attorney. The last time he was down there, they blew up 2 churches right under him. I know the good book says thou shalt not kill. But them people in Mississippi said they will kill thou. Man, they got a mess of us in jail. I got a letter yesterday. So many of us in jail, it's wall to wall us. Man, you better look into this. If you don't take care of this, next time people with dark suntans won't be voting for you. Yeah, we looked out for you. We put you in office, and don't you forget us. Hey, babe, another thing there. Tell me you're getting ready to send somebody else to outer space. Getting ready to send somebody else to the moon. Let me hit you, baby. It's about time for one of us. What in the devil are y'all trying to do? Go off to the moon and leave us? Huh? Don't you know wherever you go, we gonna follow? No, but I thought one of us ought to go along so that when we get there this time, we won't have to come through the back door. Oh, no, I don't want to go, no. I don't want to leave this club. But I got some relatives in Alabama or go anywhere to get out of there. Yeah, you look into that, yeah? Cuba? No, you let Castro go too far. No, you should have rubbed him right out. No, we couldn't jump on him because they would call us a bully. But you could sink Mississippi on it. So who cares if she loses? You be rid of one of your biggest problems. So you blow one state, you got 49 left. Yeah. No, the Congo? No, you really goofed up over there. Cause ain't no more squares over there. Everybody hip in the Congo now. Baby, everybody wearing clothes these days. I was over there about 3 months ago. I was talking to that great leader. You know, Casa Boo Boo. And I spoke with his prime minister, Sacka Doo Doo. Yeah, you got to send somebody over there that's hip. No, I can't go, but I got some good suggestions. You got to send somebody with royalty. No, you don't have to get them from England. We got them here, you're just not using them. Or why don't you send over the Duke of Brown? Or what about the Duke of Ellington? Or you can send over the Count of Basie. Or send Raph over with his bunch. Or send Lena over and let her blow her horn. Or send Earth over and let her open up her kit. Yeah, everything be swinging. And no, I ain't trying to tell you what to do. No, I wouldn't dare do that. No, but y'all goofed one time. When y'all stopped that ship the other day, man, you made the communists mad. Shouldn't have stopped that ship. You know what that ship was loaded with? Petroleum jelly. Nothing but Vaseline. Baby, we almost slid into war. And do you know where that Vaseline was headed for? The Virgin Islands. No, we did get kind of upset over here the other day. That cigarette report you got. Y'all shouldn't have blamed cigarette cancer on us. Yes, you did. You a garbage mouth. You did blame it on us. If you didn't blame cigarette cancer on us, why you call it nicotine? No, I ain't upset. I don't have anything to worry about. Huh? You would? Yeah, that would be swinging. Yeah, no, I don't think it could be president. Yeah, it's about time for one of us to be president, though. Yeah, he could win right now. All you got to do is run him against a Puerto Rican. No, I ain't upset about that, though. It's all right. No, I ain't upset. I ain't got nothing to be upset about. My people run the world. You didn't know that? Man, we ahead in everything. Let me hit you. Sidney Poitier is the world's greatest actor. Yeah. Satchmo Armstrong is the world's finest musician. Marian Anderson is the world and starts running. Don't you know Jesse Owens will catch up with him? And Cassius Clay will whip the hell out of him. Everybody is singing tonight. I'd like to do one of the songs from my first album. It's also from my latest album. In fact, it's from my only album. I remember when I did my concert in New York City at Coney Hall. I walked out on that stage that night, drunk! And I breathed the breath of alcohol into the nostrils of that audience. And there was instant drunkenness. I remember that night, I sang Old Man River. I sang Old Man River. And I sang it with so much realism, 6 people dove off the balcony. I'd like to do this cute little tune now. A cute little thing that I decomposed. It's a little tune entitled, When It Is Dog Biting Time in Alabama, I'll Be Thumbing My Way Back to New York. Cha-cha-cha. I'm gonna take you with me. When the Ku Klux Klan says that I'm their man, 'cause I belong to the NAACP. No, I won't be afraid if I don't lose my head, just as long as you stay by me. Governor Barnett, don't hang me, no, don't hang me as you pass by the big white oak tree. When they take me to jail and they beat me bad as hell, and there's nothing that I can do. No, I won't be a fool. Let them integrate those schools just as long as you stay with me. And Governor Barnett won't hang me, no, he won't hang me as he passes by the big white oak tree. You know, I thought that I would never make it here tonight. I was certain that I would not be in this club tonight. You know, about a year and a half ago, I got drafted. They wanted me to go to the army and fight, but I wasn't mad at nobody. They said, Jimmy Pelham, we want you to go overseas and fight for Uncle Sam. I said, no, let me stay home and kill Uncle Tom. But being a good American, I packed my suitcase and I put it in a paper bag and I sashayed down to the train station, and that's when I got the telegram. Old Governor Barnett had surrendered. But you see, I was supposed to gone down a long time ago. I'll never forget when I was down in the southern part of South America, a little place called Weequahic, Georgia. And I was working in this club, and those three famous brothers walked in: Clue, Klux, and Clan. Now, one of them looked at me and said, "Boy," now when he said that, I left that club. Now, of course, I wasn't running, but I was passing everybody who was running. I was actually moving so fast, I heard the same bullet twice. I heard the bullet when it passed me and heard the bullet when I passed it. I was running so fast, I ran over Sunday, knocked down Monday, scared winds, and Thursday sent Friday telegram to tell Saturday I was on my way. Now, I'm going down again. But when I go down this time, I have a good answer. When I take that famous freedom ride, and I put it right here in my hip pocket, and I'd like to share it with you right now. When I take freedom ride, have my switchblade by my side, 'cause there's nothing those cops gonna do. Yeah, when I sit down to eat, don't intend to retreat, just as long as you stay here with me. And Governor Wallace, he won't hang me, no, he won't hang me, as he passes by that big white oak tree. No, he won't hang me. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, laugh right out. It won't disturb me at all. It won't bother. You know, you can laugh right out. If you feel free to laugh. You see, I noticed that quite a few ladies in the club, they always close their mouths, as this lady is doing here now. Her hands over her mouth. You should never do this. Just laugh, let it come right out. You see, because in the event that you don't let it come right out, you put it over your mouth and it compresses the air. It goes back into the lower alimentary canal. And this creates gas and tension. And sometimes that comes out and everybody around you is upset. See, we don't want to upset the other people in place, you see. So we do try to take care of that. So just laugh right out, feel free. And I noticed that a lot of the ladies are having difficulty with their dresses. You know, they're short. I know this, they're brief in fact. And I know how you feel. I don't know where they're going either. Of course, I'm going to try to be there when they arrive. It's something. I don't know. The styles are changing so. The styles are changing so I don't know what to do next. Really, I don't know what to do next. You remember 20 years ago, a girl wore her bathing suit down to her shoe tops. Really. 10 years ago, she wore it down to her knees. 5 years ago, down to her waistline. Now, you lucky if she wears it down to the beach. It's a riot. You would never believe it. I went to the beach this summer. You see, I had heard about these girls' topless bathing suits. Of course, my wife was jealous and I can understand why. But, you know, no. looking at these girls with these topless bathing suits. Really, it was beautiful things. I went to the water one day, and there were 20 girls in the water, topless bathing, 20 girls, 20 of them, and not one over 6 years old. It was bad. It was embarrassing. Undoubtedly, you have observed that when a comic comes on stage, invariably, he reaches into his inside pocket. He takes out a cigarette and he proceeds to smoke. Now, he does this so that he can time his act. And he doesn't have to continue to look at his watch to see how long he's been on stage. And I used to do the same thing. Every time I'd come on stage, I'd light up a cigarette, smoke it slowly, so I'd know how long I'd been out there. Until one night I came on stage and had left my cigarettes in the dressing room. And I reached on the ringside and asked the young lady to give me one. And she gave me a good one. I don't know what kind of cigarette this was. But baby, I was feeling so good when I finished smoking it. I stayed on stage 3 days. That lady said it was a good one. I see she doesn't look like the lady that gave it to me, but really, I was feeling so good I started floating. I started having hallucinations. I went further out than any astronaut has ever gone. But I was feeling so good. To tell you the truth, I saw Paul Mall get on a Campbell. And he rode all the way to Winston-Salem. Said he wanted to see if Philip Morris had really made a lucky strike in Chesterfield. But en route, he found some old gold, and he pawned that to the Duke of Kent so he could buy a lark and take Miss L&M to the jazz concert up in Newport. Now, this upset the Viceroy. So Sir Raleigh called up the commander, told him to get in touch with Benson and Hedges so they could prevent another scandal in Parliament. You know, lady, laugh it right out, lady. It's all right. You're not embarrassing a soul. Laugh it right out. When it gets in, let it come out. You know, I like to see ladies let themselves go. I see so many women coming into the club just because they have a little weight. They try to tie it down. And no air circulates. Let yourselves go. Enjoy life. You know, I'm always having nightmares. I have terrible dreams all the time. And the doctor told me that it's matrimony indigestion. That my wife doesn't agree with me. But I've tried to solve that problem quite a bit because my wife gets very upset when I talk with her about this. In fact, she woke up yesterday morning crying, tears in her eyes as big as dill pickles. I'm sorry, as big as hog knuckles. Well, we thought we'd fix it for everybody. Now, this is a terrible thing, the way she dreams. You see, it's bad. She said, honey, she said, I had a nightmare last night. I said, really? I said, well, what happened? She said, I dreamed I was in the arms of Sidney Poitier. And I was hugging and loving him with all my might. I dreamed that Nat King Cole had his arms around me. I dreamed that Tony Bennett was singing madly to me. Now, you may say that's all right. But if she has those kind of things in her dreams, can you imagine what's going on in mine? And she gets mad thinking that I'm thinking about another woman. And it's kind of terrible. And she blames me because we don't have any children. And you can look at me and tell it's not my fault. It's been a terrible thing. You see, I had a nightmare the other night, and it really upset me terribly. You would never believe it, because I was watching television before I fell asleep. And I watch TV all the time when I get a chance. But I have a little nephew. It makes it difficult for me to watch it, because we have a 24-inch screen, and my little nephew has a 26-inch head. So it's kind of hard to watch. But I was watching it, and I fell asleep, and I went into a deep dream. Do you know I dreamed that Ben Casey asked the nurses if Dr. Kildare had cleared the gun smoke from Paladin's room. so that he could remove the broken arrow from Cheyenne's brain. But the nurses said that Hazel had already beat him to it. And that young Dr. Malone had called up Mr. D and informed him that the crime had been committed. Do you know the highway patrol put out a dragnet for the outlaws? Chased them all the way to the outer limits of Cimarron City. But they eased out of town, held up at the real McCoys. Just long enough to get the password. Then they made a bold journey up Route 66 to the Naked City. There they eluded the untouchables and obtained the services of Checkmate to save their necks from the tightrope. Just then, the Cannonball Express arrived, but they couldn't take it because it was headed for 77 Sunset Strip, and they didn't want to be arrested and tried. Instead, they decided to journey with Jamie McFeeters to Honolulu, but the Hawaiian had his eye on them. It was getting late. Time was running out. The edge of night was approaching. And they didn't want to be caught in the lockup, so they ducked into Playhouse 90 to contact Alfred Hitchcock. But instead drifted into the Twilight Zone. There they saw an empire being built by the Saint. Now they tried to stay undercover, so they took the wagon train past the Beverly Hillbillies. There they tried to buy an old truck, but Jed wouldn't sell it. Now these fugitives was reaching the breaking point. Do you know they tried to bribe the lawman? But he said the price wasn't right. However, he suggested that they contact Sam Benedict and Perry Mason because they were going to need some damn good defenders. If they wanted to counteract Mr. District Attorney's bonanza of a case against them. While they were watching the Huntley Brinkley report, they overheard Walter Cronkite say they were wanted dead or alive. So they hopped the stagecoach west as far as Petticoat Junction, transferred to the riverboat which docked at Surfside 6. There they were captured by Lincoln Vale of the Everglades, but he had to hold them because car 54 could not be located. Thank you. They were later picked up by the Whirlybird and taken to the 87th precinct, but the law and Mr. Jones couldn't come up with a witness, so they had to let them go. But they were later identified by Donna Reed and Loretta Young as the Virginian and the tall man. Immediately, Peter Gunn chased them across country to Laramie. There they were captured on Bourbon Street one Saturday night at the movie by the lieutenant and his detectives, who didn't even have handcuffs at the time, together with rawhide. Took them over to the bus stop, transferred them from East Side, West Side, Mayboro, North Carolina. They turned them over to Andy Griffith and Deputy Dog. They were guarded by the rifleman until Marshal Dillon arrived with Judge Roy Bean. But he couldn't try him that day in court because Glennis had him up in divorce court. About that time I woke up and I was astonished. I was embarrassed. There stood my wife, the ghost of Frankenstein. And she was inquiring, "What's my line? What's my line? What's my line?" Thank you kindly. You can judge by just that. I do watch television quite really. I watch TV all the time. In fact, I was looking the other night and they told me that TV is here to stay. Of course, that's not true. Mine goes back to the finance company next week. But you do see some very interesting things on TV. I was looking at TV last night and they were advertising a new kind of pants for men. Can you imagine this, fellas? Envision pants made of wood. No more zippers. Swinging doors. Isn't that cute? getting caught in the cracks, just close and snap. Wouldn't that be good? See, this would help you so much. No, lady, I thought that was for the men, lady. Well, you never know. It's getting rough what TV is doing to us. You can't believe anything you see on television. People are asking me, why am I always going south? Well, it's because I'm always getting invited. I looked at my television last night as soon as I turned on the button. There was a man standing looking directly at me, waving his hand. Come on down! Come on down! No, don't laugh. I got down there and that rascal wouldn't speak to me. And have you seen this commercial, Geritol for Tide Blood? Honey, if you're going to Mississippi, you don't need it. Your blood is too scared to get tied. You better pick up on what's being put down. And have you seen this commercial, a little dab, or do you? Now you know damn well ain't no dab gonna do us. In fact, with that stuff you got back there, boy, a whole handful wouldn't help, would it? But they fooling us this way. You don't know what to believe next. I was looking at television one night, and now they got all the white cars and the black cars, and they try to gas out the white cars and gas in the black cars. Why do they always put that bad gas in them black cars? They don't intend for us to catch up. It's getting rough. I was looking at TV one night and they were advertising a new kind of detergent. A detergent that cleans clear through. They took a greasy, smutty towel, put it in the machine, sprinkled the detergent on it, came back 15 minutes later, took it out, it was sparkling white all the way through. I said, that's for me. I went down and bought 6 boxes. I came back and rubbed for days. Nothing. Got a little ashy, but it didn't help. TV is bad. I came home 3 nights ago and my wife standing in the middle of the floor. House filthy dirty. I said, honey, when you gonna clean up? She said, clean up? I'm not gonna clean up. I'm waiting for the white tornado to come by. Thank you. Thank you.